Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I thank everyone for their attention this evening, and I genuinely appreciate the debate that we're having about this issue because I think it's a fundamental difference between the two approaches. We've been admonished to act responsibly, to treat this as we would at home, how we do our own budgets, and we've been asked to get serious. Mr. Speaker, the truth is we've been serious since April when we passed the first budget and the first funding plan. We were serious when we passed the next group of bills. And we patiently waited while others sat on the sideline. Mr. Speaker, I agree that we should all act responsibly, which is exactly what this approach does. It would have been great to see some responsible actions by the governor when the revenue collections began to lag. Every governor before him, regardless of party, put items in budgetary reserve. Never an easy decision, but a fiscally prudent one. Mr. Speaker, it would have been nice to see the treasurer not issue the checks, or perhaps counsel the governor then that the best financial management was only to spend what we have. While we've had a very robust debate here and into the evening, the fact is, and facts are important, this funding plan does not cut a single operational line in the budget that was passed. Those operational lines remain intact in the budget vehicle, as the gentleman from Allegheny County pointed out, and they're the same lines that we looked at previously. This is truly a debate and a discussion, as a gentleman from Lebanon County brought up, about hiding money all across government. This is a discussion regarding cash surpluses and cash flow, two fundamental differences in accounting. As the gentleman from Lebanon County pointed out, it's incredibly poor financial management to bury mason jars of money in the backyard. Not only is that a bad investment strategy, it's also bad public policy. In terms of how our taxpayers expect us to approach this problem, it's spend the money that we have, the money that is not encumbered. And for those who question the money's existence, I would simply point to the treasurer. You might ask why? That's because the treasurer is already using this money on the short-term loan program. He's loaning it out on a revolving basis. The very program that he is threatening to cease next week. Additionally, I would argue this was the same money that was used during the impasse in 2015 to continue to pay governmental lines. The money is real. It's sitting in programs, many times on autopilot, simply collecting reserves. While we did not dive too deep into the numbers here tonight, and we stayed at a higher level of policy, the truth is when you look at the cash flow management of all of these accounts and account for the encumbrances that are on the treasurer's webpage and the various financial portals that we have here in the Commonwealth, the difference exists between the cash flow and the cash surplus. When you take a look at that from a financial perspective, as the other gentleman from Lebanon County did, it's important that you match apples to apples. These programs have accrued surpluses that are currently unencumbered. These programs have this money sitting there. Mr. Speaker, I agree we should protect the environment. I agree that we should responsibly fund government. But the truth is, when you've got money that's simply accruing to higher and higher balances, it is poor cash management not to use it to meet your needs. The best way to protect the environment is to take some of that unused money and fund DEP at the levels we agreed to. There is nothing green about governmental red tape putting money into accounts simply to sit. That's not friendly to the environment. It's not friendly to the taxpayers. I'd urge a yes vote.